Alright, we are back for round two. Focus. I'm doing this super high tech, guys. I have a notepad, and with this notepad I'm going to tell you 10 reasons, why you should play Warcry, because it's great, and if you're not playing it, you're missing out. So, number one, let's talk about low barriers to entry. Getting started in any kind of war game is really scary at first. There's like a hill, there's like a mountain of information for you to learn, places to go to kind of like cobble together all the information you need to play the game. Not with Warcry. With Warcry, it's really easy to get into because all the rules essentially are available for free online, either on the Warhammer community page itself, or they've been collated by amazing, wonderful members of the Warcry community, fellow Warcry players. I'll post some links down in the comments below. But if you want to get started, honestly, there's nothing holding you back. So let's keep talking about barriers to entry. Number two is it's a simple game. It's a really, really simple rule set. When I learnt Warcry, I learnt it by going down to my Games Workshop back in 2021 and having a demo game for about an hour. Got into it super easily. I knew the game by the end of it, and I would say that most people, it would take between an hour to 2 hours to like understand the game and to get a good feel for what's going on. And by the end of those 2 hours, you'd definitely be able to teach another person the game. And the great thing is, the rules aren't constantly changing or expanding. Basically, Warcry, it doesn't look like the rules are going to shift or anything like that in the near future. So once you've learnt the game and the system and how it operates, you've learnt it. It's really simple, it's really straightforward, and it's perfect for pickup games. So whether you're a veteran gamer and you want something that's a bit simpler, a bit more breezy, a bit more accessible, or you're a first-time hobbyist and you don't want to overload and blow up your brain with a game that's not too kind of formidable to learn, Warcry's the one, man. Warcry's the one. I've just realised that in my notes I've gone straight from 2 to 4. I don't know what's happened there. Clearly I'm on a high. But you should be on a high too, because my fourth one is it's cheap. It's relatively cheap. Warhammer's not a cheap hobby. It's cheaper than some, but it's still not that cheap. Warcry's not too expensive. There's obviously a range of one-box warbands that you can buy, and that's like a one-off payment, you know. In the UK, that's going to be between probably anywhere from 30 to 40 quid, not sure where else in the world. And even if you want to branch out and kind of make your own rosters and lists cobbled together from different miniatures here and there, it's still not going to break the bank. Again, not compared to other games. So in terms of a cost, an upfront cost, it's not going to be horrendous. And things like terrain, you don't have to buy the official terrain. You can use anything. You can use Coke cans, you can use boxes, shoe boxes, whatever you want. Basically, it's going to kind of be as expensive or as cheap as you want it to be. I'm going to go all galaxy now. Space and time. I live in a small flat here in the UK in the middle of a city. I don't have a ton of space. Warcry warbands are anywhere between generally 5 to like 12 miniatures, and they're not big, most of them anyway. They're not huge, so they're relatively easy to store and to transport. I regularly play games of Warcry with the contents of what I can fit in a backpack, which is fantastic. So even if you end up collecting 5, even up to 10 warbands, as some like really committed, passionate people do, it's not going to take up a ton of space, so you're less likely to piss off your spouse or your significant other. It'll probably still happen, let's be honest, we're all gamers, but there's less of a chance. And so if you're not too hot on space for whatever reason, yeah, it's not too bad. Part B to this is time. It's a simple game, but it's also a quick game. I would say games would run between anywhere from 45 to, if you're going like super slowly and just having a good time and like shooting the breeze as you play, maybe the upper limit is like 2 hours. But I think most games are going to fall kind of between an hour and an hour and a half. It's easily one of Warhammer's fastest games. It's quick to set up, quick to play. If you are a new parent, if you're a working professional, or if you just have a ton of other hobbies, sports, other game systems, whatever, Warcry is something that can really easily kind of fit in the gaps, and something that you can do just to kind of like, do in your spare time, do once a week, once a month, whatever. It's a flexible game, it will fit around you, and I think that's one of the best things I can say about this game. continuing on the theme of if you're a parent or if you have kids, or if you've got like nephews or grandsons or anyone like that who wants to get into the game, who's either completely new to wargaming or is quite young. Again, Warcry is super simple. This is a game that you can play with them. I think a kid probably around the age of like 8 up, in my experience, is going to be fine. There have been kids who've come to the club that I run here, and they've had a good time and they've had a good grasp of the rules. So I would absolutely say, if you want a game that you can play with your family, extended family, kids of a friend, this is something that you can definitely invite them to. They'll get the game. It's not going to be too much, it's not going to be too taxing, it's easy to understand and it's quick to play. So even if their attention is completely shot, like so many people, especially in this day and age, especially kids, they'll probably have a much better chance of sticking with it than they would some other games. This next point, I'm calling a palate cleanser, and this one's directed to all of you guys and girls who already play other war games. Those other war games, those big systems like 40k, Age of Sigmar, they can be quite taxing, right? They can take up a lot of time. They can sometimes become almost burdensome, I think. If you want a simple pickup game that's going to be a bit of a palate cleanser and that can act as more kind of like, maybe like a social event, you can chat about life, sports, the general hobby whilst you play, something like that, something that's not too intense. Warcry is the perfect game. It's an excuse to get together around a dining table, a coffee table. You can play it virtually anywhere. I've played it in the back of pubs before. I played it in function rooms. It's the kind of thing you can play on picnic tables. You can play on the floor cry. That's a good one. I've done that as well. You can play it anywhere. It's social, and if you just want a break or you want to just divide up long stretches of playing the same games, it's a really nice way to do that, just to do something a little bit different that's not going to, like I say, tax the mind too much. So yeah, I think that's a really, really good one, that I would kind of try to sell to any of you gamers who are big into your other large scale systems. Next point, pure cinema, right? Cinema. We love playing the games that we do because they offer some cinematic immersion, and Warcry is brilliant for it. There's loads of terrain, there's loads of stuff, there's loads of colour, loads of dynamism that goes on in these games. And I've found that as a game system, it provides so many great cinematic opportunities. If you want to talk about cinematic moments per minute of time played, what's that? CMM to M? MP, minutes played. This is naff, I'm going to move on. It's pretty high, it's really high. Models spiking their rolls, doing really cool things, jumping off from terrain, falling off terrain, netted, teleported. There's so much cool stuff that can happen at the drop of a hat. In virtually every game of Warcry I've played, when you slow it down and you kind of put yourself in the perspective of the models being played, cool stuff happens. It's almost a guarantee. So if you slow it down and you really want to kind of like sink in and immerse yourself into the world of the war games that you're playing, you're going to have a really fun and accessible time doing that with a game like Warcry, because so much fun stuff happens, especially as you delve further and further into the game. Okay, next one. This is one that I probably should have started with because it's really important. But hey, we're doing it now. And that is that Warcry is genuinely, maybe objectively, a good game. I believe it's the only one that I know of, the only one of Games Workshop's systems to have actually won an independent award for game design, and when you play it you understand why. It's super dynamic. There's not much downtime between you and your opponent. You're always thinking. Your turns, if you want to call them turns, are very, very short. It's an alternating activation game, so I move a model, you move a model, and so on. So you're always invested. There's always something to be doing, and it's very, very streamlined. It's going to keep you locked in, or at least it should. The main criticism that I hear levied against Warcry is that maybe it's not crunchy or granular or maybe competitive enough. Basically, there aren't enough mechanics to make it satisfying to a player who really wants to kind of get their brain tested. I think it offers opportunities just in different avenues. Maybe it's not quite the same as a kill team or something like that, or maybe even a Blood Bowl. But I think there are plenty of opportunities for you as a thinking man's player, if you are, to still have a really, really good time with it. So yeah, I would say give it a shot. accept it and understand it for what it is, and I think you will have a very good time playing Warcry. But of course, caveat, it might not be the game for you. It just might not be. And in that case, that's absolutely fine. Have a blast playing what you play. My next point is that because of its scale, it's not overwhelming in terms of the hobby side of things. You might not have that much time to paint or hobby. You might not just like doing it, full stop. You might not be a fan of painting and hobbying. I get it. It's totally fair. With Warcry, you're painting probably at the most a dozen models. Most of the time you're painting 8 and 9. It's something that most people can conceivably get through in a week or a month, or if you're really going for it, like a decent afternoon or an evening of painting and hobbying, and then you're done, and then it's sorted, no more of that pain, no more of that BS to worry about. If you just want to get miniatures made, painted onto the table in as short a time as possible, there you go, it's not too much of a hassle. Kind of my last point is going to be, it's a great game to dip your toe, and by that I mean basically anything. Firstly, to dip your toe into wargaming, into fantasy wargaming if you're coming over from sci-fi, or if you're already kind of invested in Games Workshop and their games and their systems, into different factions as well, because you require a few models. If there's a model that you've always wanted to pick up and paint and proxy as something, or a faction that you've wanted to explore but you've never wanted to spend a big wad of money on, you can do that. You can just pick and choose from your favourite factions, give them a go, literally cherry pick the things that you like the most. And because Warcry has got such a flexible and wide-ranging ally system where you can use models from different factions within your warband, you've got an opportunity to pick up and use a ton of models, whether they are vintage, made by different manufacturers, or just ones that you've had sitting in the back of a cupboard or a carry case for the longest time and you finally wanted to paint. I've done that with loads of stuff, and you'll have that opportunity too. So there we go, that is like 10, 8, 9, 12, I don't know how many points. I kind of lost track, but I had fun making this. So I don't know if I've sold Warcry to you yet. There are more positive things I could say about Warcry. And if you already play Warcry, I'd love you to pop your comments down below and to let people and myself know why you enjoy the game. What do you like about Warcry? What's kept you invested? And you know what, like, if you also want to say maybe what didn't keep you hooked, what didn't keep you invested, I think that'd be super interesting as well. I might make a cons video. This feels kind of like a pros video for Warcry. I might make a cons one. I don't want to put people off the game. It's a fantastic game and I love it, but I think it makes sense to make people aware of the challenges they might face in getting into this game and letting them know how to like circumvent that. But anyway, I really appreciate you. I've got dust up my nose. I need to go. I'm going to sneeze so much. Anyway, this has been me. This is Alex, and this has been Long Run Hobbies, and I'll see you next time. Bye.